routine. Larry the cable guy and I were doing a bunch of dates together. And when you do dates in the summertime, almost all of them are outdoors. They're like this. You're either doing amphitheaters, you're doing fairs, or you're doing like country music festivals. And you get used to being hot. Like we did a country music festival in Phoenix this summer, and it was 112 when we went on stage. And the promoter's trying to make everybody feel better. He goes, come on y'all, it's a dry heat. So is the electric chair, it's 112. And so you can see, I don't sweat very much, I never have. But Larry and I did this show one night down south, and I'm not going to say the name of the city in case somebody's computer savvy enough to find the video on this. But I got on stage, and 10 minutes into the show, it wasn't just heat, it was humidity. And 10 minutes into the show, I got sweat dripping off my nose, just making a puddle on the stage. 20 minutes in, looks like a wet t-shirt contest. By the end of it, I look like I've been sprayed with a fire hose. I'm just drenched. And we almost never eat before a show because it makes you feel sluggish. And so we're always hungry right after a show. Well, that night I get off stage and I go to the dressing room and they've got ice in a towel. They put it on my neck. I'm guzzling Gatorade and water and just trying to rehydrate. And I hear Larry the cable guy coming down the hall. And he swings into my dressing room. He goes, hey, let's go eat. And Larry says this a lot. And it's fun to watch Larry eat, I'm not gonna lie. But you know how you get when you get too hot? And I said, dude, I can't go tonight, I'm not hungry, I got too hot. He goes, yeah, right, come on, let's go eat. And I said, I'm not hungry, I got too hot. I said, I'm going back to the hotel, I'm going to bed. And he goes, are you kidding me? He goes, I cannot wait until you ask me to do something for you. What are you, 9 years old? I said, this is not personal, I got too hot. I've got to go back to the hotel, I'm not hungry. And so I did, I got in the van, they took me back to the hotel, and anybody that makes their living on the road, you know you have your routine. Like I always like it really dark, so I pull all the drapes. I like it really cold, so I turn the thermostat down. But every night you're in a different city and every hotel room is different than the one the day before. So one of my tricks is I always turn the light on in the bathroom and I'll close the door, but that way if I have to get up in the middle of the night, I can see that light, and that's like my orientation. And I usually sleep in my underwear, but this night they're soaking wet. My socks are wet, I've sweated that much. And I'm like, I ain't sleeping in wet underwear, so I peel them off and I flop in the bed naked and I'm out. Well, I wake up about 1:30 in the morning and I really have to pee. And any guy over 40 knows what I'm talking about. You have to pee too much, you know you're not going back to sleep till you do. But you don't really want to wake up. You just want to get business done and get back in the bed. So I get up and my eyes are half open, I see the light, and I walk in there. Well, as soon as the door closes, I realize I'm in the hall. Oh, no! Of a really nice hotel without a stitch of clothes on. And if you want to wake up in a hurry, this is the way to do it. Forget coffee, this is it. So I'm standing outside my door and I'm like Matt Damon in The Martian. I'm like, solve the problem, solve the problem. Well, I knew Larry's room was straight across the hall from mine. So I run over there and I'm knocking on his door and he's not answering. And I just picture him peeking through the keyhole and laughing. But as I'm knocking on his door, I hear the elevator ding. And I'm like, well, I got a 50-50 shot. They're either going to get off and go the other way, or they're going to get off and come my way. And these two Korean guys get off, they're talking with each other, and they turn and start towards me. And I'm like, what do you do? And I'm like, you act like nothing's up. That's what you do. So I start walking towards them. I pass them in the hall. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And one of them said something, which I really hope meant, wow, that was impressive. But when I looked it up on Translator, I found out it meant, did you see her mustache? get on the elevator. I know from watching TMZ, they have security cameras on elevators. And I'm trying to think through it. Well, they had the exit sign at the end of the hall for the stairwell. And I'm like, at least get out of the lighted hallway. So I'm running down the hall to the stairwell, hoping there'll be a trash can in there with a trash bag that I could, put on like a sundress or something. Make it to the stairwell, there's no trash can, but at least I'm out of the lighted hallway, and I'm trying to think through it. And as I'm thinking, I realized there's a couple of empty beer cans laying in the corner. Well, the reason I got up in the first place was I had to pee. Now I have no idea how long I'm going to be locked out of my room, how long I'm going to be in this situation. And I'm not proud of it. I picked those empty beer cans up and I peed in them and I put them back. I felt terrible because I know somewhere down the road somebody's going to have to clean them up. But it was old Milwaukee, and I figure they'll pick them up and go, yeah, that's old Milwaukee. All right, so. But this hotel was nice. They had 24-hour room service. So my plan was I was going to go down the stairwell and check each floor to see if somebody had left a room service tray outside their door. Because they had those cloth napkins that I could, make like a diaper out of or something. So I start going down floor by floor. Well, I get down about 3 floors. I don't see a room service tray, but I do see a couple of pizza boxes outside somebody's room. Well, to me, it looks like a folded tuxedo. So I run down there and grab the pizza boxes, run back to the stairwell, and I make my way down the last 3 or 4 floors on like a 7 or 8 story hotel. And I get to lobby level, but now it's got to be really late. It's got to be like 2 in the morning. And at lobby level, I can crack the door and I can see almost the entire lobby. I don't see a soul. I don't hear anybody talking. I'm like, Jeff, you be great for 20 seconds. I put 1 box in the front, 1 in the back. Go around to the desk. There's a lady working. As I approached, she looked up and she said, oh. She said, can I help you? I said, you sure can. I said, I accidentally locked myself out of my room. Can I just get another key so I can get back in? And she said, do you have any identification? I said, I do, but it's in my other pizza box. Like, no, I locked myself out of my room. This wasn't planned. I have nothing. And she said, I am going to need to talk to a manager. I'm going to go call her. And she goes behind the wall, and I'm thinking, she's not calling the manager, she's calling the cops. But it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm standing here naked with a pizza box in front of my junk. Where am I gonna go? So they had a bellhop stand. It was like a podium, and I just got behind it, and I'm holding my pizza box, and I'm waiting on it. Well, as I'm waiting, all of a sudden, the front doors to the hotel go sliding open, and in walks Larry, the cable guy, and the tour manager. And I'm like, thank you, God, this is answered prayer. Now they come walking across the lobby. Again, I'm naked, holding a pizza box. Larry walks up to me. He doesn't say, oh my gosh, bud, what happened to you? He looked at me. He looked at the pizza box. He goes, I thought you said you wasn't hungry. He'd sit down here naked eating pepperoni in the lobby. I said, dude, I locked myself out of my room. And about that time, here comes the front desk lady, and now she's got a security guard with her. And I said, Larry, I need you to do me a giant favor. I said, just tell her who I am so I can get a key and get back in my room. He looked at me, he looked at her, and he goes, I have never seen this man before in my entire life. And he got on the elevator and went up. Thankfully, the security guard burst out laughing. He recognized both of us. He was the nicest guy I think I've ever met. He got the magic key. He rode up the elevator with me and my pizza box. We walked down the hall. He let me in my room. I said, wait here. I went in and got my wallet. I gave him a $100 bill. I said, thank you so much. I said, please never tell a soul. Now I'm telling y'all for free. But I got back in the room, put my sweatpants and t-shirt on, made sure I had that room key in that pocket, and I waited about 10 minutes, and I walked back across the hall and knock on Larry's door. This time he opens the door and he's laughing. He's like, he goes, I told you I couldn't wait until you asked me to do something for you. I said, all right, you got me. I said, are we even? He's like, yeah, we're even. I said, well, just to prove I don't have any hard feelings, I went and got you a beer. You guys be careful. God bless you.